Okay, so tomorrow we are going to be making sourdough bread. So we are going to start the process today. So we are going to be taking 1 tablespoon of our sourdough starter, 75 grams of bread flour, and 75 grams of water. So we want to make sure to mix this nicely. So then we are going to cover it. And we will leave it out for 12 hours. So it is now 8:45 at night. So we will start working on this tomorrow morning. If you are interested in making your own sourdough starter, which is what we did, we followed the directions from flour, water, salt, and yeast. You can find this book under my Amazon suggestions. That's it, we'll be making sourdough. Okay, so we're gonna do the next part of the sourdough. So we are going to take 500 grams of water and a tablespoon of salt. We're gonna mix it together. And we're gonna stir this occasionally until all the salt dissolves in the water. So we're just gonna set it aside, mixing every so often. Next, we want to take 475 grams of water. And we're gonna mix it into the leaven that we made last night. So you wanna mix it up with a spatula or your hands. All of it is not going to dissolve. You'll still have some chunks of the lemon in there. Next, we are going to add in 700 grams of bread flour. And same thing, we are going to mix with the spatula. We also want to make sure it's nicely sifted because it'll be easier to kind of stir in. Okay, so we're gonna do the same. We're just gonna mix it all together until there's no more dry flour visible. So now that it's all nicely mixed together, we are going to cover it, and you can let it sit for a minimum of 30 minutes, maximum of 4 hours. So it's been about an hour. So the next step is going to be to mix in the salt water. So it says we want to pinch and squeeze the dough. So So because we just added in the water, it should have that kind of slimy texture to it. So the next thing we want to do is we want to fold the dough. So it says that we want to do it in quarters. So you want to take from underneath and fold it. Turn the bowl a quarter. Do that. Then we're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes and we're gonna do that 5 more times for a total of 6 times. Okay, so this is our 6th and final fold. So now we are going to cover it and let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, so what we did is I sprinkled some flour on my workspace, which is this big cutting board that I have from IKEA. So we're going to take the dough and we are going to flip it onto the flour and just kind of let it come off itself. Next, we want to split the dough in half. You would want to use a dough scraper, but I don't have one yet. So make do with what we have. Okay. Then we want to scrape the rounds into loose rounds. Okay, set that one aside. Do this one. Perfect, so we're gonna let that sit for about 20 minutes. So we're gonna let these sit for about 20 minutes, and while that's sitting, we're gonna prep the bowls. So you wanna take 2 bowls. We'll do one first, just to show you. So you want to take a clean dish towel. If you have proof bowls, you can do that. I don't. I'm going to take a clean dish towel to line the bowl, and then you want to coat it with flour. So you want to make sure it has a nice coat of flour. You can work it into it with your hands, push it up the sides. Okay, and then you want to do the same thing with bowl number 2. Just to note that I did forget to mention, you want to make sure you cover the bowls to let them sit. Okay. So we heated the Dutch oven in the oven to 500 degrees. Now we are going to very carefully take the dough, place it in the Dutch oven with the seam side down. We are going to score the top of it. We are going to cover and we are going to bake for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, you're going to reduce the heat to 450, and then you're going to bake for another 10 minutes. Then we are going to remove the lid and bake for about 15 to 25 minutes until you start seeing a golden color around it, and then you're going to bake for another 15 to 25 until it's got a nice brown color.